Bienvenidos. Welcome to your first podcast or screen recording of your guided notes. As you saw in our chapter preview, we are going to be discussing sports this unit. We are going to look at it from a lot of different lenses and a lot of different sports, and some of it will be individual to what you choose to learn about your interests and the sports that you play or are interested in. But overall, our objectives for this unit are to be able to talk about sports in Spanish, describe a soccer or uniform of another sport, compare team sports in the US and Spanish-speaking countries in Spanish. So to be able to do this, we need to kind of back up and talk about some of the grammar and vocabulary that we learned last year as we start to incorporate some of our new grammar and vocabulary as well. The first piece of grammar that we are going to look at should look very familiar to you. These are our pronombres personales, otherwise known as personal pronouns or subject pronouns. To be able to talk about what I do, you do, he does, she does in Spanish, or whoever is playing whatever sport, we have to start with the basics. These should look really, really familiar to you because they are the foundational building blocks to being able to manipulate and change any and all verbs in Spanish. Each of these personal pronouns represents the who or the what does the action, otherwise known as the doer of the verb. So let's start with yo. Yo, we know, means I. We use this when we refer to I, myself, as the doer of the verb. Again, remember that the subject of a verb is not what we're talking about, but the subject of the verb is, or of the sentence, is the who or the what that does the verb. So if I kicked the ball, the verb is kicked, and I am the one kicking the ball. And so the subject is I. Again, to say I, we use the personal pronoun yo. When I am talking to somebody and I want to say you, I'm going to use the personal pronoun tú. There is another way to say you in Spanish, usted. These both, tú and usted, mean you. There's absolutely no difference in the actual meaning of the two words, but we use them in different situations. If I am talking to a friend, a peer, somebody who I know by name, I'm going to refer to them as tú to say you. If I said, what sport do you play? To another classmate, I would say, ¿Qué deporte juegas tú? However, if you were talking to me or somebody with whom you have to use a title or a stranger, and you wanted to say, what sport do you play? You would say, usted. ¿Qué deporte juega usted, señora? Él, we know, means he. We can use él to replace somebody's name. For example, if I said Jorge plays soccer, and I didn't want to keep saying Jorge, 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 I could replace Jorge's name with he. Jorge plays soccer. He is very good. Jorge juega al fútbol. Él juega muy bien. Ella is going to work the same way. She. So instead of Jorge, if I were talking about Maria, I could replace Maria's name with ella. What you might not know or remember about the words él and ella is they can mean he or it if it is masculine, or she or it if it is feminine. Nosotros is used to refer to a group of people when you are part of the group, we. We play soccer. Nosotros jugamos al fútbol. You can also replace yourself and somebody else's name with this. So for example, if I said Jorge and I play soccer, it's the same thing as saying we play soccer. Ellos is they. We know that ellos can be masculine when it refers to a group of boys, or that can also represent a mixed group of boys and girls. Even if there are 10,000 girls, remember, if there is one boy in the group, you must use the masculine ellos. Ellas is reserved for a group of only females. And again, this means they. Vosotros is used in Spain only. Vosotros means you all, much like ustedes, which also means you all. This is used, as you can tell from the picture, when you or somebody is talking to a group. For example, I could say, do you all have plans tonight? Again, it means you, but to a group rather than one person. Vosotros and ustedes both mean you all. If you are in Spain, you're going to hear vosotros a lot, but everywhere else in the world, they're just going to use ustedes. So throughout the school year, I will always teach you vosotros and the forms of the verbs that go with vosotros, but I won't test you on them because they are so isolated in where they're actually used. So just as a quick review, yo, we know means I, tú, you, usted, you, formal, él, he, or it, ella, she, or it, nosotros and nosotras mean we, ellos and ellas mean they, vosotros, you all, ustedes, you all. That's it for now. You are ready to practice. Please go into your guided notes packet, the big thick one with the soccer ball, and complete activities 1, 2, 3, and 4 that practice with these personal pronouns. We will check these tomorrow in class as part of our homework review. Have a great night.